Welcome to the Blind Wave Podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Today's the day.
It's going to happen again.
What?
Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it happens every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
How's everyone doing? How's chat doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You are?
I am.
Why are you doing so good?
I mean,
Well-
we watched some good stuff today.
Yeah, we did. I'm feeling a lot better than last week, I tell you that.
Eric's eyes better.
Yeah, I can look Eric in the eye now.
I don't think
We-
that you guys have opened one of my precious possessions.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
speaking of the highlight of my week, probably that.
It's probably that.
Yeah.
Mine was watching it later.
Yeah.
Watching especially Aaron and Calvin's faces as, like, I would say, like, well, I don't have anything in the collection that's opened or anything. You guys like,
Yeah, we didn't want to say anything to make you question that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have.
You
Yeah.
should have just been like, Eric, we opened it. Been great.
Oh, that was very funny.
Wait, was I not supposed to open that? It was too big to fit in the box.
We couldn't fit in the tote. Eric had to open it. That's actually what it should have been like. Rick should have been like, all right, here we go. Now, just so you know, it was too big at the time to fit in the tote, so we had to
Make some adjustments.
make some adjustments, you know? Like, what? Wait, why is it open? Well,
Remember the toad thing I talked about? Yes. Good times.
very good.
What was the best times of the week for everyone? The very best. Like no one ever was.
Well, I mean, there's the things that I want to talk about, like my best times of the week. Like I want to hold on as like for a surprise for people whenever it comes out. So I can't right now talk about it. And I'm mad.
That is the way of things.
Yeah.
Like every hint hunt. I've done this thing. Can't talk about it.
Yep.
Gotta wait.
Indeed.
I did a thing.
Did a thing.
Sure, no, I get that. For the week for me,
Aaron, how was your April Fools?
April Fools.
Yeah, I saw your picture on social media.
What did I put on social media?
It was
I'm
your
trying to remember.
kids in the chicken.
Oh, that wasn't even April Fools. That was just my kids wanted dinner, and I was like, well, what do the kids want for dinner? And Melanie goes, they said KFC.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Leon voted, though, I guess, for Indian food.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, wait, did Colson say KFC? So then we had KFC, and they laughed about that. But when I went home, it was weird. So Friday was April Fool's. We did our Pokemon thing. During
Yeah.
Pokemon, I got like this really bad like headache, pain thing. I don't know what was going on.
Really?
It was really bad. I took medicine before I left here, went home, was like resting and stuff. Melanie, I forget what I think I had to do some work too at home. So I was doing work, and she came over to the computer and stuff too, and she brought me like a monster. But she'd gone to Kroger that day too, and she brought me like a one of the tall monsters that have like the twist cap.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, why we have this? She goes, oh, I thought about you when we were at Kroger. I was like, oh, well, that was nice. It's like, do you want it? I was like, I don't know. Not all of it. Not right now. Maybe later or something. And then she goes, okay, well, she has that thing about balloons and popping and stuff. So when she was leaving, she goes, I'm gonna open it so that when you drink some later, you don't mess with me and do the pop noise. I'm like, okay, whatever. So she removed the seal and opened it and stuff. And then I went over to do dinner a little bit later because the kids had already eaten, I think it was. So I went and started to eat. I was like, I'm going to get a drink. I guess I'll get my Monster. I'll take a little bit of that and drink some of that. So I went and got it out of the fridge, sat down and stuff. And as I was eating, I was just talking with Melanie. And I took a drink. And when I took a drink, something was initially wrong. Like, it did not taste the same or correct. I didn't know what was going on. And I ran over to the sink, and I just spit it all out in the sink. And it was white, like bright paper white.
Okay.
And then, like, Melanie and the kids are like, ha ha, April Fools!
Oh,
It's
God damn
milk!
it. They got you.
Okay.
Milk.
Like, it
What
wasn't
the fuck?
It wasn't that it was like milk, and like I was like, ah, milk. But I took a drink expecting Monster.
Sure.
And when it got in my mouth, I immediately, my brain was like, this is not Monster. What is going on? So I spit it out out of concern for
Sure,
what was going
okay.
on. And yeah, they put milk in it. Melanie dumped it all out into like
That's
another
funny.
cup thing. and had it hidden away and poured milk and filled it up with milk. And when
Milk
I opened it
strikes
too,
again.
I opened it and then she covered it pretty well because like I opened it because it wasn't all the way full. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? She goes, I may have took a drink. I'm like, a drink? Because she'll often, like, she won't want a whole Monster, but she'll want, like, some Monster.
Yeah.
So it wasn't filled all the way, but it kind of worked because she claimed that she drank some. And it was about what she would do. Like, she might drink, like, a quarter of my drink, and I get to it. She goes, here, this is for you. I'm like, quarter of it's gone. She goes, I took some. So,
Was this before or after you mocked me for spitting out my yogurt?
yeah, but that was, well, I don't know when that was. But it was also just a weird, whatever you did. I forget what you did.
That was this week.
Whatever it was you did was weird.
was-
It was weird, Rick.
That was Tuesday, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was Tuesday.
Might have been. It might have been this week. So, yeah, it was just funny to have, like,
No,
them be
that's
like,
funny.
April Fools. I'm like, damn it.
So you
And
got
Melanie
a
was
white
kinda,
monster.
She kind of felt bad, but she wanted to do it too because, like, I came back home and I'm like, oh, man, my head just hurts. It's awful. And then she was like, you want some Monster? You know? She's like, well, if you didn't want it, I was going to just do it tomorrow. I'm like, all right.
I don't think anyone tried anything on me. If they did, I didn't notice.
So I did have that happen. My kids like to mess with me, so they did that, and
Sure.
they wanted KFC, and it was weird. It was the first time I had KFC, and my stomach did not like it.
Hey,
It didn't like it.
Like usually, like I have KFC, and I'm like, this is why I don't usually get KFC, you know. But I had it, and it was my stomach was fine.
eat more moderately, or was there like no change?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I had like 2 pieces of chicken, and then like mashed potatoes and gravy and macaroni and cheese. So a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They wanted to give me coleslaw. I was like, no coleslaw. I don't want that.
Not when you're not feeling good.
I don't want that stuff. Well, I just don't like coleslaw.
You don't?
So,
Yeah,
no.
I don't particularly like it either.
So, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I didn't get extra crispy. Maybe that was it. I just got original recipe. Maybe the extra crispy is different or something.
Maybe.
But usually I get a mixture
It's
of
like
the
more
two.
breading and
Yeah.
sodium and stuff, right?
Working out when you ate it last time?
I don't remember the last time I had it. It has been a long time that I don't know.
Just trying to think of all the variables.
I know I had kids. I can't tell you how many or how old they were. So,
It all becomes a blur.
Okay.
but no, it's like, you know, sometimes you get like, you know, like I like to get Taco Bell. Sometimes I get Taco Bell, I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't get Taco Bell very often, you know? It's kind of like that with KFC, but I had no issues with it. It was good.
You know, last week with my eye, I've been trying to do 3-day-a-week workouts. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 8-9 weeks or so now, like very consistently. But with my eye last week, I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. I didn't want to go do it. So I also started, because my idea was like, I'm going to start doing my workouts. And then once I am disciplined on that, then I'll start changing my diet. I'll start doing calorie counting. After I do my calorie counting, I'll start doing actually changing the different types of foods that I'm eating and stuff. But with my eye, I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and just start doing calorie counting now because I can't work out. I might as well. I'll just start doing it. And now you're talking about KFC, and I just was reminded that I've been hangry the entire week. Yeah, because I'm restricting calories, and I legitimately, I have to hold myself back sometimes. I'm just like, fuck, I'm just
Yeah.
mad.
I know.
That's been my week too. Is I've been on my diet.
I know when I was trying to do like the morning fast thing where like you don't. It's kind of like I think Terry Crews did the same thing where it's like you only have like an 8-hour window that you eat.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like-
Intermediate fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like you cut it off at like I don't know, say it's like 9 p.m. and then you don't eat again until the next day, but it's like, you know, what, 2 p.m.
Sure,
is when you can
sure.
start eating, right? So from like 2 to 9 is when you can eat or whatever the window is. But the good thing is like a lot of that is you're sleeping through a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
But then Melanie said I was just like very grumpy throughout the day until I ate at the end of the day.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, I guess I'll try to figure out something else.
Yeah. No, I just trying to do it in manageable stages where I just like it's not hard to do this, so I just need to do this consistently and then make that slightly harder. And now it's not hard to just keep track of the calories, you know, especially if I eat these things, which
Eat things with barcodes.
with barcodes, and I can just
Well, yeah.
scan it.
It's
You
when
know?
you cook your own food at home, and you're like, well, how
Yeah.
much did I use? 2 ounces of this or 4
Yeah.
ounces of this? And how big is a tablespoon of this stuff that I put in? You know?
Sure.
And
And especially because I mean the majority of it is just don't do something. Like working out is go do something. calorie counting is, yeah, you have to actually count it, but it's don't eat as much. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I've been dealing with that this week. So I exchanged my eye for the diet. And
I don't think the rule of eating things with barcodes is a good rule.
No, it's not. It's just convenient.
Yeah,
It's
there's a lot of
absolutely
things at
convenient.
Lowe's that has barcodes.
Damn it, Calvin. Sure.
He's right.
I'm not gonna eat a 2x4. But no, I don't know. I get you though, because it's easy to be like, oh, well, on this app here, I put in this, and
Yeah.
it finds exactly what that is, and there it is. It matches up, and
Yep.
it's good. But
Like I put exactly what my goals are right now, and I have a limit, and I hit that limit. You know,
sure.
like I'm sitting there like one more grape, okay, and I go to bed.
One more grape.
I don't think you need to count grapes, do
Maybe
you?
you shouldn't eat sugar before bed.
No,
True.
I don't care about any of that. There's no other like. It is only right now calorie deficit.
Sure.
It is not like, well, you shouldn't have the sodium in your blood pressure. Fuck that. I'll deal with that in another 5 weeks.
No, that's a very reasonable way to tackle it.
So I've been
Definitely.
dealing with that. Now I've just been dealing with both having and not having extra energy
Sure.
because I
Feeling
get
more
extra. I
energized,
feel
but-
way more energized because I'm working out,
Yeah.
but I also crash a little harder. I'm not just stuffing my face.
Yeah.
Because generally, I can stuff my face, and I have a very content life, and I love it. I love doing it. I have no reason not to. But now I'm just like, why not? I'm gonna try to do this. Aaron and I might be doing a lightsaber fight here, in a year or so. I'm gonna try to feel a little bit better about it. Try to get a little more shape. Doing it.
See,
But
when
I
I
do get
eat,
angry.
I feel like I crash more. I
Yeah.
feel like if I don't eat, I am more awake.
We were filming
Like,
something
was-
this week. I'm sorry, but we filmed something this week, and I snapped at you and Calvin. I shouldn't have.
I could definitely tell it was less of a joke and more of a.
There was an episode where I was
fucking
like,
hungry.
shut the fuck up, or something like that. I was trying to pay attention. I snapped. I'm like, I think I'm hungry.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's much more difficult to regulate your emotions when you're hungry.
Yeah.
I remember
I'm
being.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was gonna say, I remember like there was sometime this week where like I just couldn't sleep, and I remember being hungry, just laying in bed, and I looked at my phone and be like, man, what time is it? It was like 3 a.m. I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm trying to. I'm trying to force myself to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. My tummy's like, go eat. I'm like, no,
Sure.
I don't want to eat right now.
I get up early to work out, and I have so much more energy throughout all of the day than I did before I started working out. But like once it gets to like 8 or 9 o'clock,
Mhm.
I like can't stay awake.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the last few like bad movie nights. It's like they start at 8:30, and like 9 o'clock rolls around, and no matter how much I love this bad movie and want to be a part of it, I just find myself like not enough. Whew. But for the rest of the day, great,
Yep.
so much more energy.
Yesterday I went to bed at like 11:30.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Which, it's super early for you.
Yeah.
Some people are like, wow, okay. That seems normal.
No, and then today I woke up at like it was like 7:30. My alarm hadn't gone
know.
off or anything, and I was like, I guess I'll just get up and go to work. So I
Like,
just
I
got
woke-
up, came in.
I always come into like on Thursdays a little later because I stay here, Wednesday nights and stream, and I end up just staying up too late on Wednesday nights all the time.
yeah.
But I came in and Aaron's truck was already here, and I was like, how late am I? Because I always get here a little early when I'm posting videos and stuff. But I looked, I doubted myself. Like there's a second, I was like, did I change my clock for daylight savings time? Pretty sure I did.
What time is it? No, I was thinking because I got food yesterday and then brought in, so I had food here for lunches and stuff, and I was like, I have eggs at the studio. I need to make sure I'm there early enough to make eggs to eat these eggs, rather than because like what I had been is like I get in there, I have like 20 minutes or so before we film. Rather than cooking something, I just like put in like something in the microwave and eat that,
Yeah.
Which are these protein waffles I had. They're pretty good too. But
Love
I
the
was like,
protein
well,
waffles.
I'm awake. Let me go in. I'll make my eggs. So I
Yep.
came in, made eggs and stuff. I was worried because as I was coming in, Maggie had she had carry this for me, please. I'm like, all right. And she goes, I'm like, is this it? She goes, you can take these eggs in, put them in the fridge. I'm like, oh, okay. And then in my head, I was like, I was gonna go upstairs and make eggs. What if she comes inside, sees me eating eggs? Will she think I'm eating her eggs? I was like, if I'm eating eggs, I already brought some. And she goes, okay. Like, well, I don't know why you're telling me. But in my head, I just created a situation that I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to get blamed for eating her eggs.
I have two best things of the week that immediately come to mind. One is more of a relief thing. The second worst time of the year is tax time. And tax time is almost done and over with. So
Tax time.
That's great.
When you work for yourself or for your own company is like, think I'm doing okay when you're around tax time. Like we can do this, right?
it's terrible. The number one worst time is insurance time.
Yeah.
But tax time is a close second.
Yep.
But then another thing that is not going to sound like a big deal or very exciting.
Sure.
But we have vacation coming up.
Yes.
And I was able to book a vacation.
You booked a vacation.
And it's nothing fancy, but I was able to book a vacation.
Yeah.
And since I have booked it, I have not spent every single moment dreading or panicking about it. Which has maybe never happened.
Yeah.
Before.
Okay.
That's great.
So, yeah. No, I didn't even realize it until I booked it on like an app on my phone. And every now and then I'll get a notification on my phone of like, prepare for your vacation. Look out, check out these things. I was like, man, I wasn't even thinking about my vacation.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
Back before 2020, when the world shut down, when we would travel, go to conventions, I know that you'd be like, like we have to go.
So,
but no, yeah, all right. Well, has a lot to deal with like you are waking up, you are going to bed on time, you are working out, you are dealing with stuff in your head.
We'll see if it continues to track.
Sure, yeah.
The closer we get.
Okay.
But so far,
you keeping what you're doing close to the chest, or are you sharing what your vacation is?
No, we're just going to a cabin, in like a nice area in Ohio with lots of hiking and horseback riding and stuff.
So
like
not
that.
like any. I didn't figure that you were, but not any type of like far away vista or
no.
Now is it
crowd?
Is this a thing you've
anything.
done before or anything? Like, do you have like a comparative thing where you're like, this definitely would have freaked me out before, and I feel better about it?
Our last vacation that we had, that wouldn't have been in the winter. We had talked about going to a cabin, then, and like, I didn't think I could do it. I was like, man, even if maybe you should take your sister, because even if I do go, I'm going to be awful, and you're not going to have a good time, like, babysitting me at this thing. But that has not been the mindset this time.
Yeah,
and that's only been a year.
Like, if it's more of, like, in relation to, because, like, going to L.A. to E3 is very different than, like, getting a cabin getaway or something like that, So that's why I was wondering if it's
this is pretty much exactly the same situation as it would have been last year.
That's good.
So.
It's weird, because it's, like, Melanie always says, like, I don't understand this stuff, because, like, we did a vacation a while back, and, like, I don't think about it at all. like, to the point that she's probably like, is he even prepared to go? Like, I'm just like, it's not, like, really on my mind of what I'm doing or where we're going or anything. Like, I'll have, like, a night or two, I'm like, all right, let me think of a schedule. What are we going to do? Sure, let me do this. So, like, I spent, like, a night one time when we did it was years ago when we did the DC trip. And I tried to make, like, an itinerary of, like, let's go hit up these places and these places. And I tried to, like, do it. But that was, like, over a small time span. Not, like, the whole build-up from the vacation being planned to going and doing it,
Sure.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, my thing is, like, I want everything to be prepared.
Sure.
So, like, I want to know, where am I going to eat? What time am I going to eat? What exactly am I going to bring? Like, I pack stuff early. Like, I just try to be in control as many of the variables as possible. And this time it hasn't been that way so much.
That's good.
So, yeah, it's pretty good.
I do think the one thing that I've done is, I think on the trip, I'm more, I guess, I don't know. I think it's more where I'm like trying to make sure everything's happening well while we're there. But beforehand, I don't think about it at all. But maybe if I thought about it more beforehand, it wouldn't be like that. But I don't know. We had a good time last vacation, I think.
That's good.
Considering how everything was and what the state of everything was,
Yeah.
But good. Hope you enjoy your vacation.
Hope so too.
And I don't want you to vlog. Just go and have a good time. So much of my life is like, could this be content? Sometimes you gotta shut that off.
Yeah, the cabin has internet and a board game table.
Oh, board game.
It has a board
Nice.
game table.
Well, I mean, it has a table that is suitable for board games.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, does it have a this is a table for board games? That's what it's for.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Gotcha.
Like I have like a board game table, or it really it's just a card table.
Yeah.
It's like a foldable card table thing. It's nice, but I was just wondering if they had like that. That'd be great. I've been to cabins and stuff in the past for like family reunions where like they have like pool tables inside or foosball tables, or one had a pinball machine or a Pac-Man thing. They had like a little mini like 3 machine arcade in the basement or something like that. But I was just wondering if it had like that. Does it have a hot tub?
It does have a hot tub.
I like hot tubs. My hot tub, my last vacation, I was like, oh man, that's one thing I was excited for. I was like, we're gonna go, we're gonna be able to sit, chill in a hot tub, out like on the beach and stuff. Not on the beach, but down there. And it was I got there and it was empty and there was a sign on it that said out of order. I'm like, what? It was terrible. It wasn't that bad, but it was still at the beach. I just couldn't be in a hot tub.
I couldn't be in this water. There's all this water over here, but
Yeah, I want to water here. I don't think I have anything else really. My main thing was probably the Friday thing of drinking milk and spitting it out.
that's pretty
Yeah.
good. Another highlight for me. Well, we should have Calvin's first before we go into mine.
Huh?
Have you talked about yours yet?
My highlight?
Yes.
My highlight was the Eric opening.
Yes. it
Very
was.
good. Another one of my highlights was watching One Piece with my friends.
Ah.
Oh, watching One Piece with your friends.
It was so fun.
like
was
your family.
fun.
I know with you guys.
Oh,
I can't wait to do it again next year.
yes,
Yep.
it will be fun.
Yep.
I think it actually was. It was pretty enjoyable of a show.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this April Fool's joke for a while, just because it's one of those things where, like, when we started Naruto, and it's like, you guys can't do Naruto once a week, you'll never finish. And we're actually pretty close on finishing Naruto, as we are right now. But it was one of those things like, man, we should do like One Piece, but like once a year. Yeah, that'd be funny. We can't do that. You know when we can do that? We only do it on April Fool's Day, and we joke about it and laugh. And then this year, we put in the work, and we did it, and it was some work.
Yeah.
And the thing that we always about it is like, look, we're probably like, I think it's like 99.999%. We're never gonna be able to put One Piece on the schedule. It's too long.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit our format. But if we did this joke, people legitimately will be able to get
Some
a reaction.
That's
you know?
true.
Some
Like-
stuff.
Like we've made it like a point. Like this is a legitimate reaction that you get to watch. So like the joke is the joke, but you get to have something for it too. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that.
No, yeah, I was very adamant of like, okay, we are 100% sure we're never going to
Yeah.
do it properly,
Yeah.
and we're 100% sure that none of you are ever going to watch it on your own, and this is going to stop you.
It is a sacrifice.
I mean, I never planned on going to watch.
Well, yeah,
One Piece or
exactly.
anything, no.
So like, okay, well, knowing that, at least I get to watch a little with you guys.
Yeah.
No, we had fun.
No, for
But no,
sure.
that was good.
But yeah, there will be another one next year.
Absolutely.
10 billion%.
There you go.
I vow that as long as I'm alive, I'll have a new one up on April 1st
Indeed.
on whatever streaming services in the future.
But yeah,
I enjoyed it. I thought the beginning of that, I was like, man, I think I might like this more than Naruto.
I love
Yeah.
I love it so much.
It definitely caught me early on. Like it hooked me.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to being. It was weird too because we watched it to get everything prepared and stuff, and then like it got to the point, it's like, wait, we're gonna watch more. Oh wait, we're not gonna do one more One Piece. Okay, yeah, that's right. Next year.
Yay.
So,
And maybe there will be a One Piece Kai someday
Yep.
that fixes our
Sure.
issue, or
Sure. There is an
That'd be
unofficial
great.
one of those, apparently.
One Pace.
One Piece, yeah,
Yeah.
which is a clever name. There's a Netflix show being made,
There is.
but I
those
don't know.
are-
I mean,
those are always good.
huh?
I said those Netflix shows are always good after anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
know.
always work well.
Like the Cowboy Bebop one. What would I have felt about it if I haven't seen the original Cowboy Bebop?
Sure,
you
I
know?
really think it would have been something that I would have liked even more so. Like I
Yeah.
thought it was okay.
I thought it was fine. I don't think it was deserving of all the like, this has no soul, that you heard about it. But it wasn't, obviously, it was nothing compared to the original Cowboy Bebop. And then only, the One Piece I don't know anything about in terms of like what that show could be, but like Avatar: The Last Airbender is the one where I'm like, everything I hear about its casting, it's like, what? It's perfect.
Sure.
But then you hear things like, well, the original creators aren't going to be part of it. It's like, oh man, okay. God, I hope it's good. I imagine One Piece fans are the same way.
And it's not a Netflix thing, but like Rurouni Kenshin hit it out of the park.
Yeah,
so like
sure.
it can happen,
and
it can happen with anime with swords. But 3 swords, I don't know. It might be a step too far.
Sure. But no, that was fun, and it was fun to watch all the reactions and stuff as it came out.
Yeah.
It made for a fun April Fool's Day for us.
It was fun.
There was one comment that you saved that made me laugh. One person was like, at first I was hype. Or what was it? Like I felt hype, and then I felt sadness. Then I felt respect.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. It was really funny.
I probably have to...
There were a lot of really good comments about the whole thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
I also liked, there was a few memes made out of it, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I remember one that had, like, our heads in jars.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I do remember that one.
That? Where it's, like, Blind Wave watching One Piece in 100 years or whatever it
yeah.
was.
That's the thing. Like, the backfiring is that, like, if it ever comes a time where in our medical science, like, you can, have a copy of your AI algorithm that like does what you would do, like that way, like your descendants can speak to you if they want to. Like, we will have to set ours up to react to One Piece.
Yeah,
sure.
Once a year until the year 3038.
And now, if people don't like April Fool's Day, you get a bonus on April Fool's Day now.
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
Get another episode of One Piece.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so many emotions ranging from anger to acceptance to relief to respect.
To respect. That was the
that's
one.
what the
Look
quote
at this
was.
meme. That's hilarious. I just think about Mars attacks, Calvin.
Yeah. Sure. I didn't notice that Aaron's was name not found.
His name not found.
That's funny.
He was lost to time.
Lost the time.
Man. It's like, hey, it's like when we get those mailbag letters like Eric, Rick, Calvin, the other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Man.
fuck.
Why?
Oh, we gotta hydrate.
All right. We do.
No problem. Guys, we're also going to be taking questions here in a while, so if you
Yeah.
guys have questions or anything, make sure you submit them with your channel points. You can use it down the bottom of the Twitch chat.
I know it's kind of old, but do we want to watch this new RWBY anime trailer?
Oh yeah, the RWBY anime trailer.
I still have not watched it, and I'm curious to see.
I know it's kind of old. Do you want to watch this new?
New to us.
It's new to
Yeah,
us.
new to us.
Yeah, let's check this out. So this is like a new thing though. Like, right? It's not.
So this is like,
It's like a new adaptation.
yeah, Netflix. Well, I don't know if Netflix did it, but Netflix put it out where there was like a Wolverine anime that was made. So it's just like
Sure. Yeah.
it's a whole nother studio doing a thing with this property.
Okay. Rooster Teeth is involved though. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
No, it's like anime inspired RWBY, and now there's an anime of RWBY. It's okay. Let's check it out.
Oh, I get to watch RWBY in Japanese. It's very exciting. Oh, it's going too fast.
I know, I can't
Even
read
for
it.
me. All right, animation studio was Shaft.
Is that a banana?
No,
it's dust.
Yeah, it's dust.
It looks
It's very,
gorgeous.
very cool.
I mean, they have to match the fight, the thing. Like, the fighting is so good, especially in the early RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
Very thin lines.
在学中の4年間はチームで行動する。
大した努力もなしにリーダーになったことがそんなに嬉しいの？偉そうに大っ嫌い。そばに消さないで光を
I don't know why anime trailers like this.
君をリーダーにしたことを間違いとは思わない。どう責任を全うすべきかじっくり考えるといい。
黙ってないで何か言いなよ。どうしたらいいかわからないんです。ちゃんと戦えるって知ってほしいだけ。
Ice Queen.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth Production.
Not over yet.
Huh.
All right.
Interesting.
Looks pretty cool. The style kind of reminds me of the Persona anime.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm not sold that I need to watch it, I think. I think I liked RWBY enough where I never felt like, you know what I really need for this? An anime.
Sure.
Especially if it's like a retelling. If it was like extra story or a different story in the same world or something, I think I'd be into it.
I mean, you may get differences, but it does feel like it's going to be a similar idea to what we've already had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I love Star Wars Visions. I don't necessarily need a Star Wars retelling of the movies, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong. I'd watch it.
But what about all
I
the
don't
Dragon
need
Ball Z games, Eric? All of them.
And I've played like 10, and I've only scratched the surface. I get you.
No,
I don't know.
I'm intrigued. Like,
Yeah?
it's probably one of those I'll wait to hear sort of the reception
Sure.
about it, and then maybe check it out, maybe not. I wonder how long it'll be, too.
What are the fights like?
What are the fights like?
That's probably going to be the
What's
most
the music
important thing.
like?
Yeah.
Because...
The music they had in there felt very different than like what I'm used to from RWBY.
Yeah, especially the ending theme there versus like the beginning and ending themes of RWBY.
But it depends, I guess, on like what they're doing story wise, and like the characters I think really look like the characters from RWBY though.
Yeah.
Like we even saw the one professor and he was there. You know,
And
like
it could be kind of cool to tell the early stuff with something closer to the later stuff graphics, right?
Yeah, that could be good.
maybe. I don't know. I didn't have a
I
problem
just
with the way
think
they did it.
like there's just something about Monty's animation work that, like, RWBY can't even do the best of RWBY anymore. And I don't want to insult anybody,
Sure.
but like all that means is that like a light has gone out in terms of like how good that guy was.
Yeah.
That it's so hard to replicate. So maybe that's the wrong thing to focus on. Maybe the anime is like we're not trying to, but that was also the thing that's like when Aaron and I watched those trailers for the first time on Christmas Day or whatever it was. Like, I truly felt like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
So, that was always the pull for me.
Like, I'd be much more excited about like a 4K Blu-ray remaster of the old RWBY stuff.
Sure, I get you. Yeah. Like
Casual.
they take the animation data he had and then pretty it up.
Casual Doom says about from the info they've got, the first 2 episodes are gonna cover the first two volumes, and then it's gonna go its own way telling a new story.
Oh,
That'd be
interesting.
cool.
Okay.
So
That could be cool.
Yeah.
Like, it could show... I got the feeling that, like, maybe Weiss turns evil here kind of thing. And, like, maybe they'll take it in a different direction.
sure, maybe.
or
'Cause
maybe
right now-
Winter.
I mean,
What is the
And then
anime
she
thing to
guides
have,
her.
like, the friend turn villain, turn back friend,
Sure.
right?
sure. Yeah. No, I've seen that kind of stuff. I mean, even Power Rangers, right? Like they changed the
Yeah.
story drastically to make Tommy Oliver and the Green Ranger be entirely different than what he was in the Japanese version,
Sure.
where he was like the brother of the Red Ranger and was evil, and they had
And
to
yet,
defeat him. And
Still, villain turned friend.
for Tommy,
Yeah.
I mean Tommy was like he was still like a villain, and then they save him and bring him into the fold and stuff. But it was a very different story than what they did before.
Sure.
'Cause they wanted to keep Tommy Oliver around. So no, yeah, I don't know. See, it definitely seems interesting, and it definitely looks. I think it looks really good.
I think it looks
I like
a,
the style
a lot
of it
like, yeah, like
But-
Eric mentioned, like pretty thin outlines, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't need the thick outlines for it to be RWBY.
Sure.
Like, I immediately recognize all the characters. That's enough for me.
Sure, and
Really.
I do think like depending on what the fights feel like that was a big part of why I liked RWBY so much. So I'm curious to see what they do with that. Like it was kind of
Yeah.
like the fights were, and the energy and everything of it felt really good. And then I was more invested in the characters, and I wanted to see how things went after that. You
Yeah.
know?
I guess I would like that specific type of art style. You know, RWBY, the cool thing about it is like its animation and its characters like superseded its quality. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you know, for the first how many volumes, you just like people in the background were just shapes because we can't focus
Sure.
on that right now. We don't have the money. You know, so if you're gonna do an anime for it, I almost want to feel like, let me see that story with that money, you know, with that quality.
Sure.
I personally, that art style has always felt, and I don't want to use the word cheap, but it's always felt easier for me than like a more thicker, broader, bolder art style, like the first couple volumes of Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Like they just have something about that just feels real slick, real quality to me. So, but I want to check it out and see what it can do. Because I mean, with Rooster Teeth involved, I mean, they have to have some faith in it.
Sure. Yeah, like what was kind of special about RWBY was it min-maxed. Like 99% of the budget went in the fights.
Yeah.
And like everything else was pushed way to the side.
Yep.
Like that's okay.
Yeah.
Not that there wasn't other good stuff. Like I've always liked the performances.
Sure. Yeah.
In RWBY, and I've always liked the music.
the songs, the openings. Yeah.
But as far as like animation budget goes, they knew where to put their money and where it mattered.
Sure.
And then the other thing we had, which there's a trailer for, but I've already seen it. No one else will be very excited, and the trailer really doesn't show much anyway. Is the return to Monkey Island?
I mean, I'm excited just because that was a LucasArts game.
It is. It is a LucasArts game.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a team up between LucasArts and what is Ron Gilbert's company's name?
Now,
Devolver Digital?
It's not LucasArts anymore,
Terrible
right?
Toy
it's
Box?
Lucasfilm's games now.
You're right. Yeah, it's Lucasfilm Games is teaming up with Terrible Toy Box.
Terrible
And
toy box.
Yeah, and it's being published by Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
But the reason that this is big news is, so Monkey Island has like come back before. It's obviously one of the most classic point-and-click adventure franchises ever, and it's come back a few times. But what's special about it coming back this time is Ron Gilbert and David Grossman, are like the two original creators. And this is the first time that they will be back in charge of the game since the second game.
Oh, okay.
Because they did Monkey Island,
Sure.
they did Curse of Monkey Island, Secret of Monkey Island, but not the third game. And none of the games since then.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Why didn't they work on any of those? Like, was it more of like ownership stuff or?
Yeah, it was ownership stuff. I think Ron Gilbert left LucasArts, if I remember correctly.
So Lucas Arts kept working on the property, but he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, he went off and did some other things. Some things which I really like, but it's just exciting for him to go back to one of his original babies, and like now we can see what a modern one of those looks like from the original creator.
Man, Rick, it'd be like years from now, Hideo comes back and does another Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah,
After Konami's just screwed it all up.
it would be exactly like that. And I wouldn't say that they've screwed Monkey Island up. I think the third Monkey Island is still my favorite Monkey Island, and these two creators were not really involved in that. This game will take place after the second game.
Okay.
And I think it's going to keep some of the canon from the later games, but maybe not all of it. It hasn't been super clear to me so far. But yeah, super excited for it. It's one of the things that I never thought I would see.
I mean,
Yet
I've never
here it
played a
is.
Monkey Island game. I'm familiar with them.
I had to
Big
triple
bet.
check that it wasn't April 1st.
Triple.
Because it was just so crazy in my mind. I was like, this cannot be real. Hang on. When's this article published? Are they referencing an earlier article that was published on April 1st? But no, it's real.
Well, we have the trailer here. It's only 57 seconds long. I'd like to check it out, honestly.
You can. It's just credits.
Oh, it's just credits?
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't want to see it.
Huh. Which
I wonder-
probably most of it he's just
Yeah,
talked about.
It's just a bunch of
Gotcha.
names you will not recognize.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's the voice of Guybrush Threepwood. It's the composer.
Gotcha,
It's the
okay.
two original creators.
Gotcha.
So, Yeah,
And for the
there's
people who are excited for that game, like just that would
Sure.
be an exciting, like, oh, it's all them, great.
Yeah.
So, I get you.
Want to thank Alex in Scotland for the treat stream.
Yes.
I'm
Got
having
some wings.
I'm having a wing.
A wing?
A wing.
Did you only get one? Because I have some over here. You can
Nope. One wing. This is great. This is my life now.
have. You sound so bitter.
And then I did not watch WrestleMania. There's a bunch of WrestleMania stuff, but nothing I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we can move on to questions.
You don't want to talk about the terrible Vince McMahon fight?
I mean, I will talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. I want you to watch it.
Oh, I definitely haven't seen it. I feel like the way you talked about it, I want to see it.
You do want to see it.
Well, I have a small game that I actually wanted to play if you guys are up for it.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing big.
Is this Eric's Revenge? Is this the name of the game?
This is not revenge.
Okay.
No, this is just a small game. I was listening to another podcast and they had something like this, and I thought this would be fun, a little conversation thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna name this my Blind Wave best friend. So the winner of this game becomes my best friend in Blind Wave until the
Do I
next
want
time it's
that?
played.
Okay.
Okay. So the idea here is I'm gonna give certain scenarios, and you guys are gonna try to guess. I'll give you two answers to the scenario.
Okay.
You need to guess if I am going to go for it or not. Okay. So for an example, this first one here is I can have. Obviously, my eyes were terrible. You guys saw how it was last week.
Indeed.
Now, so what do? Do I have that in both eyes for the rest of my life, or do I go completely deaf?
Oh, this is a would you rather kind
It's
of thing?
it's a would you rather, and I'm gonna. I have already picked what I was going to pick.
Are we writing our things in secretly, or are we just?
You don't need
saying
to
them?
write it. You'll just decide. You can discuss amongst yourselves. You can ask me questions, all that type of thing. I have already written down what my answer is, and you will get a point if you get it right.
But we're competing.
In the sense that one of you might disagree, one of you might agree with each other. So I have written down, but this is in both eyes.
So the option
Okay.
is having what you had. Now, is it just you have that forever?
Forever.
Now,
the rest
is
of his life.
Is it what you have? Like right now, you have it still, right? Because it was like
yeah.
a damage to your eye.
It's what I had last week on podcast.
What
So
you
it's
had at
that-
the peak.
It's just that at its peak forever.
Forever in both eyes.
Both eyes.
Or do I go completely deaf?
Can I answer this question?
No. Yes.
You would definitely rather go all the way deaf than have that with the stabbing pain for the
Mhm.
rest of your life.
Hmm.
Like you already have half hearing now, so losing a perfectly good sense
Yeah.
and
Entirely.
losing half of a sense that you have now,
Mhm.
like I think that's an easy choice.
I'm trying to think of how this is a trick question because the answer seems so obvious.
It does.
What does it?
Like he
Yeah.
Are
wouldn't
you
be able
agreeing
to.
with Calvin?
He wouldn't be
I
able to
am.
drive. He wouldn't
You
be
are?
able to react.
I mean, you can feel free to ask me questions and stuff like that. I mean,
Well, that's
You
why I
know.
was asking the one. Like, is it because like right now, like I think you would not go deaf if you could have like once a week it does shit like or not once a week but like
Yeah.
I don't know, you have a week where it's just
Sure.
is shit, and you can't see anything, you can't do nothing.
yeah.
Like they both suck, but I would go deaf before I went blind. And I think most people would say that.
Now, when you say deaf, do you mean like just what your other ear has right now would just also be in the other ear?
Yes. So like I could still feel pain if you screamed in it, like in that.
he
Sure.
could still
but
sense vibrations.
there would be no information sent by my ears to my brain.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. I think that you fully cherish your one good ear,
Mhm.
and you enjoy music and being able to hear
I
things
love
and
music.
all that kind of stuff.
Like
Like
I
podcasts.
love
You
music.
really
I
like
love
that.
podcasts. I love to.
and while
I love
part of
John
me,
Williams.
part of me wants to think that maybe you would choose like maybe being blind
Yeah.
or losing sight in an eye
Uh-huh.
to save your ear. I think the pain side of what you had to deal with your eyes might outweigh like your ear. Your ear you can't hear, but it's not like it hurts you constantly.
Well, but the thing
It was some
too-
pain.
But if you had just that pain for the
Yeah.
rest of your life in both eyes, but you could still hear out of this ear,
And the thing was, like, I'm not blind,
Yeah.
but like, think of like a 90% blur filter put over your eyes.
Sure.
and also extreme light sensitivity.
Extreme light sensitivity.
But I mean, you would have the option to it's terrible. But if the doctors were like, "Yep, you were going to be in this pain. Nothing we can do to fix it ever."
Yeah.
Like you could get the eyes removed.
you could.
You know.
I could
Yeah.
just cut them out.
You could just solve your issue.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, you know,
So-
he could choose to go blind, but escape the pain
Sure, I suppose so.
part of it.
Yeah, I didn't want to make this just like sight or hearing. It was,
Sure.
The pain is definitely, and you guys saw what pain I was in.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be
Yeah.
a fun way to turn it around this week.
So I think you would, rather than having that pain and not having like 90% of your vision, you would lose your other ear rather than having to deal with the pain. For
So
the
you're
rest of your
saying I
life.
would go 100% deaf?
I think, because then you still get. Yeah,
Which
I don't know. I think so.
I'm also considering like they have those like vests that you can put on your chest
Yeah.
that like vibrate and you can feel sound
Sure.
through your chest and stuff. So I'm also taking that into consideration that
Yeah.
you would be able to have that sensation
Although,
of music and stuff.
These are all fantastic points. And
Although-
remember, I've already picked.
would
Yeah,
you?
I know.
Can't change. You can't convince me. I've
No,
already
I know.
picked.
Although,
But no, I like it.
I'm talking
I've
you
thought a
through
lot
my
about
decision,
this.
Eric.
Yeah.
I want you to lose your other ear.
although choosing 100% death versus
Death.
deaf, not death. That's why I scream when someone dies. Like having 50% hearing and 10% vision. At least you get a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have pain that sucks too. So
Yep.
I don't know. I really want to agree with Calvin, but I also often take the other side so often.
I
in
know.
arguments.
But your nature is eating at you.
Your nature of opposing.
So
No, I can see both sides, but
so you're going with all ears gone, right?
I keep my
Like you have your ears, sure, but
yeah.
there's no hearing.
sure, he can still wear his glasses.
They're decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, are you going with that too?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with the other one
All
because
right.
while I can see both sides, I don't want everyone to just choose the same thing, and someone has to not be the best friend. So I'll go the other way. I'm gonna
Okay.
say you would take the thing in your eyes and keep your ear because you cherish that ear.
All right. Well, Aaron gets 1 point.
Now I'm the
I
best
was
friend.
really thinking about this throughout the entire week.
Wow.
There was a moment, or there was on Friday, I think. I spent my entire night just thinking about it. Like, I think I could live like this in a certain way because it was just being able to have that conversation versus just being able to see. You know, conversation's so important. Like, to be a human, you need to be able to feel people, all that kind of thing. But like, what I was really, I said this during reactions today too. Like, or I was thinking about it at least. Like, we never think about when your eye is like that. You don't appreciate when your eye is not like that.
Sure.
You know. But I think it was just a constant pain that switched for me. I would have gone the other way, but I chose the other, and I wrote it down. And Aaron has a point.
I have a point.
Aaron is at 1.
Okay.
I would say too. Like it's been this long.
You know,
Eric.
we would learn sign language for you.
Sure.
I've already been working on sign language
He
a little
wouldn't
bit.
learn sign
But-
language
but
for
you
But
himself.
know what?
The point I was about to say, Rick, is that Eric has gone this long without learning it. I don't think he'd want to learn anyway.
Also, I'm not trying to say I'm a martyr or anything, but go back and watch the podcast last week. There was a point where I just shut my eyes because I couldn't take it.
Sure.
If it was like that all the time, I don't know if I could be like, what the fuck is he signing? You know?
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
it
are
was
you
pretty
taking?
bad.
Which one are you taking then?
My,
What is your actual answer?
He agrees with you.
Yeah.
which one was yours?
That you would take both eyes,
That you
Yeah.
would be
pain in both your
constant
eyes,
pain.
but you would keep your ear.
No, I would
Okay.
keep my ear. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I thought you were saying like the pain was so bad in
It was
podcast,
just
I
no.
had to
I'm
close
just
my
like
eyes and-
I was confronted this the entire week. I just kept thinking about it, so I was like, oh, this would be a fun game to do because. But Calvin, you made really good points. I didn't think about the vest. That's a good idea.
Sure.
But
I know I made a good point because you were like, now keep in mind, I've already made my decision.
well, I also say that because in the podcast that I listened to, they that was one of the things that kept coming up. Is like, God damn it, I didn't think about that. I want to say it, but I wrote it down already.
Yeah.
All right, so I have the second one here. This one is a little more related to the fact that we're reactors.
Okay.
And I've talked about this before, like if I had like a genie or if I could pick one thing that I would want. But here it is. So I can have perfect recall. Everything that I absorb, I immediately memorize.
Mhm.
But I can't emote on my face. As a reactor, as a reviewer, as a person that likes to know lore and all that thing, which one do I take it?
Are you
I can
saying,
either be normal and choose not to do it,
Okay.
or I can have perfect recall, but I cannot emote on my face.
So are you saying that you are physically unable? Like you still feel the feeling?
I feel those things, but you know those people that are like, they don't laugh, they just go, "That's hilarious."
Yeah.
That's me.
Um.
So like,
Yeah, you
gone
would
are the
just-
times where like, hey, you guys forgot in episode 23 of Naruto that this happened. You know, like, no, I know exactly what happened. I remember exactly what that is.
Sure.
So I can appreciate everything. I can keep it all in. I can.
Is this retroactive, or does this begin at a point?
It begins at a point.
Okay. So like everything that you read in your entire life up to this point, you would not recall.
No, I would need to start fresh.
Okay.
Okay. Are you doing the Schmodown anymore?
We've been talking.
Because that might be an important thing. Is like, well, if he's gonna do the Schmodown, he might want perfect recall.
Yeah. I mean, I say as a reactor, but you know, I tried to think about this one to its limits. So.
I have my answer, but I feel like it's a disadvantage to go first in this game.
I would say that you would just take
That is
more
part of it.
notes. And
He would take less notes.
You
no,
More notes now,
more notes now. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like just leave it how it is and be able to emote,
leave it how it is. Yeah,
and rely on his best friends to help also recall.
you
stuff.
apparently sure. Yeah, Fucking Eric.
Eric.
But I also know, like, whenever we get something wrong, and Eric reads a comment, it's like, "Hey, you got this little tiny detail wrong." It's like, guys, it's very simple. 5 paragraphs explaining something that's very simple on an episode.
Sure.
Like, he does get very irate about those things sometimes.
I know we've had discussions, and one of like Eric's common going back tos is that I wish that I had perfect recall. That would be one of the things I would want. It'd be a superpower.
I'm not even.
It'd be a great superpower.
I'm not even saying like I just know everything. It's like, no, you gotta do the work. You gotta do the reading. You gotta do the study. You gotta like cross-reference. You gotta look at these things and talk to these people. But
I think the main reason Eric would want it is so that Aaron could never doubt him again.
Is that worth not being able to emote?
I don't know, but it's pretty up there.
You could never have those little moments right before you hit the button ever again, though.
Well, yeah, because every time we would just stare at each other blankly,
He would
like
literally
he would
just
actually
be
just be
staring
staring
at
at
you
me blankly.
Yeah.
What would your laugh be like, though?
We could never have the.
I wouldn't. I can't really
wouldn't
emote.
laugh.
I can just tell you that I'm feeling an emotion. I can't
He's like,
ha ha
but
ha.
so
"Oh
you-
man,
so you can't
I
be
wish
like,
I could laugh right now."
I have zero emotional reactions
Okay.
outwardly.
we could never have.
I
the,
can communicate like this was the saddest thing I've ever
I
seen.
don't
in
think
my
he
life.
would take the trade-off. Is what I'm gonna go with.
So
He wouldn't take.
I'm gonna say he would
Perfect
stay how
recall.
he is now,
Yeah.
not take the recall and the stuff. What are you thinking, Calvin?
No, yeah, that's what I said. I think like
Damn it, that's what you're
if he
thinking.
wanted that, then he would just he would try to take more notes now, and just organize his notes better and stuff, rather than just not being able to emote at all. Like, sure, you could feel the feelings, but you couldn't share it with your friends. You couldn't share how you were feeling with your friends, and you said so many times that that's so important to you that you enjoy things so much more when you watch it with us.
Yep.
If we did like a video or a lightsaber fight or whatever, like you would just be like,
I mean, he would
Like-
be
it would be so different.
our
Yeah,
Captain
he couldn't
Holt.
act.
Ah.
He couldn't express anything. He couldn't act.
Yeah, but what makes Captain Holt great is when he has those moments of emotion,
Sure.
and he wouldn't be able to ever get that. I'm gonna say no. You would stay normal over losing your emotional state.
Now, I've also thought about this in terms of like it's not just reactions or
Yeah.
what we do as a work. It's like how I interact
Sure.
with my family, how I
Yeah.
go to funerals, how
Oh,
I
Eric, I love you. You're like, I love you.
yeah yeah
You just have to trust me.
yeah.
I guess you don't have to be monotone necessarily, but
And then also like
no
I've
emotion.
also I mean you guys haven't asked, but I have thought like this isn't like a recall where like there's an idea in psychology where like there's only a certain amount of information you can retain.
Yeah.
you get all of it.
This is a supernatural recall. Like from this point on, I will remember absolutely everything.
It's an eidetic memory.
Yeah.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall.
hmm
No, he forgot all kinds of shit.
No, he did. I just think I think it's worth so much to you to never have the conversation again where Eric said something, Aaron says something, Eric says, "But I lived it."
I always love those moments. Like, I loved it. No, it's like,
No, that can't have happened. Like, but it did. No.
No, Now Aaron cannot do that because we know. And part of it too is like us and everyone in your life knows that you have perfect recall, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So we like saw the spell or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'd be able to prove it.
Yes. Okay.
You can prove it.
I mean, I'd be like, all right, let me read this book tonight, and then I'll be able to just like completely tell you the entire book. Like, I'd be able to prove that I have perfect recall.
But my answer.
You'd be able to test it and prove that that is the case. You could bring in the top scientists to prove, no, he has perfect recall.
The amazing Randy would believe that you had perfect recall.
Yes. I would get his $1 million because I have proven it as a supernatural perfect recall ability.
Well,
though he does,
it's not
they
really
no longer offer that
supernatural because you do have to absorb the information. You don't just get it from the ether. So it's not really supernatural. Like there are people. I
just said that to cover the
memory.
tracks of there is, some psychologists, they do think there is a limit in terms of like what you can and can't remember.
It's that village like name thing, right?
The Dunbar's
like,
number.
You can have 200 friends, and then after that you start. I don't remember what the number is, but then after that you start replacing the ones that are in the back of the line that you don't see as often with the newer people that you know.
Sure.
So Rick, are you saying he would take the power?
My answer is
Just to fuck with me?
You would keep your emotions or your ability to express emotions because of what you said before about conversations being so important.
So we're all going with the same thing?
Yeah. We can all be good friends.
I'm doing this time, but I'm going to keep this in mind for the next ones.
All right.
I go against Calvin. All right, I'm going to say normal. You say normal?
Yeah.
You say normal?
I answered first.
We
every
all
time.
say normal.
You all get a point. That is correct.
Huzzah.
Yeah, I mean, I really did think about this one, like, because you want to like say it humbly, but like think of all the good someone like that can do, in terms of someone could probably literally become an expert in so many different fields. And one of the problems we have with experts is that they're experts in one or two things.
Well, you
but
could
imagine
become an
experts
expert
that
in
have
every
an
field.
expertise way of thinking about everything.
Well, the problem is there's a difference between recall and intelligence.
That's true. But people that are able to develop their intelligence, it happens a lot. A lot of intelligence, like IQ tests and stuff, they have a lot of memory based to them, right?
Sure.
So like being able to like, how can I grow my intelligence? Being able to have all that stuff in your head all at the same time, I think would be pretty valuable. But all that said, trying to go down that route, I thought it's just when I think about my life, it's always in moments of emotion. It's never in moments of like the Aaron moment where it's like, God damn it, Aaron, yes, I did. I'm telling you, I can prove it. That's nothing compared to my back seizing out in height.
Sure.
Or
which that would still happen. Like your back would still seize, and you could wave your hands. It's just your face.
No, he can't.
There's
he
no.
can't display
I cannot
any emotion.
emote.
Oh.
You could say this being an emotion.
Okay.
Like I mean, like a body movement specialist would tell you, like there's very little, tiny, subtle things where like people will have anger. Their fingers curl up into a fist.
Sure.
it just
Micro
happens.
expressions.
White knuckles.
Micro expressions. Yeah.
So you would turn into data.
When people are in love, what happens?
What do you mean?
Whatever you're thinking would happen when you're in love.
Well, like, could you have an erection? Is that
Yes.
emoting?
Like,
Yeah.
is that like, tied to emotion though? Like, I know part of it's not. But part of it is, right? Because like,
I mean, I don't
there's
wanna-
definitely times I'm not feeling things, and there's just something happens,
Yeah,
Like in high school.
I mean, I think it's pretty well documented that even when someone's not feeling like they're in a very dangerous place or they're being taken advantage of stuff, their body will still react and they have no control over it. They have, so.
But when you're in like
I
a
would
fight
say.
or flight, it shrinks.
Sure. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why David is made that way in his statue, because he's in a fight or flight situation.
Yeah. It's just, just because, a person orgasm
Thought that was
during
just
a
Michelangelo
sexual assault does
making
not
excuses.
mean that.
No, that's
you know what I'm
not-
saying? Like,
no, I don't
so
mean
that's
that. That's not
that's
what I mean.
mechanical, I would
It's
say.
just like I feel like
it's
there's
not
sometimes
emotional.
when there's like there could be an emotional time when like
Sure.
and you're like
Yeah. Like this,
I don't know.
when I'm extremely happy, the serotonin will flood my brain. Nothing happens.
Sure.
Okay. I was just saying like you were like nothing else will move or
Yeah.
do anything. So I was like, well, all right.
But anyway, and I was trying to think of it just in terms of like being a reactor to like it's such a part of my life to just like remove a filter, to have that be completely taken away. It's it's just become such a part of me. You know,
Sure.
like being able to share thoughts and feelings, like it would change all my relationships. So, all right, I got one last one, and I do look forward to you guys coming up with your own and maybe coming back next week. So maybe we can have someone like their homework is to come up with 3 to 5 scenarios, and we can play again at some time. But this is my last one for today. It is, I can have one of every Star Wars toy instantly, right now. Or
Boxed.
box,
'Kay.
mint,
Yep.
10, perfectly graded. I have
Okay.
one of everyone. Or I get its equivalent in monetary value and can never buy Star Wars toys again.
That last stipulation is really weird.
Well,
I'm going to say the monetary value and never buy Star Wars toys again, because you have said many times that it's about the hunt.
Uh-huh.
That if you had the opportunity to buy someone else's collection that was already assembled, you would not, because it's not a hunt.
Yeah, but if
Remember, every Star Wars toy ever made.
I say, but if you do that though, in both scenarios, you're removing the hunt.
Well,
It's just in one scenario, you also have it, and he can buy more toys in the future, and that's not removed.
he can buy other toys.
But not Star Wars
No,
toys.
But
no, no,
not
no,
Star
no, no,
Wars
no, no,
toys.
no, no, no. If he has every toy, there'll be more toys in the future. He can still go get those toys. But in the one scenario, he can never get
Or
toys
is
ever
it-
again.
is it like Gilgamesh, where you have
No.
every Star Wars toy that will ever be created?
So you're getting all the future ones too?
No, that's what I'm asking.
I mean, I haven't. My
He said
sentence
ever
here
made.
doesn't have that, but it's every. I can have one of
Yeah.
every Star Wars toy. I said ever made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
that's
Which
like,
can
that's up
imply-
to today, right?
No, I think it's into the future.
I need
I will grant
need-
it.
I need a
It is
lifeline from
into
chat.
the future.
into the future.
Into the
so
future.
forever.
I have the Gates of Babylon version.
Yeah.
Of a Star Wars toy box.
Like, you have a better version of Rancho Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like, you have every single thing.
So freaking
Like, you put him to shame.
the
Yeah.
Hasbro CEO is like, hey, make sure you send one of those to Eric Wiley.
Mhm.
Every time they make a new Star Wars toy.
Yeah.
Now, who is valuing these to give you the money portion?
I mean, it could be just any one of the toy authorities that
So
that you can actually send and get graded and put into a box.
Because really, and that's also money for every future figure as well. Then,
Yep.
correct?
that's what I was going to ask. Then.
Yeah.
So he's also getting money every
So
time a new
then
thing comes
it's
out.
exactly equivalent, except one of them you can no longer buy Star Wars toys again, and the other one you can't. Because if he wants to, he can just sell the Star Wars toys for the exact same money that you would get in the second scenario.
I think that because, like, you know, there's things like the Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett toys were selling a lot more when that was airing than they are now. So maybe I should rescind any toy ever, because at any moment a toy might change in value. You know, like right now we're going to be on the cusp of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi merchandise is going to be worth a lot more in the market right now, especially like mint in package,
Sure.
1978 Obi-Wan Kenobi toys, right? So I will grant this. In this moment right now, I can snap my fingers and get one of any toy, Star Wars toy ever made. Or
one of
it's
every Star Wars toy ever made.
every Star Wars toy ever made.
Are you
One of each.
Are you taking these toys from someone who has them right now?
No.
It's just magically creating
One more.
another.
and
Yeah.
you're not taking money from anybody that has money right now.
I'm not taking any money from anybody. Or I get its value, but I can never collect Star Wars again.
I think you would just move on to another kind of collection.
I mean, you have no place to put them right now.
Huh? I mean, there's still floor space downstairs.
For
You just
every
start-
one ever made?
I don't even. We have to.
Yeah, no.
Like,
He
there's
has,
not
like-
enough space for that.
He's being very selective with his selection now.
Sure.
So, like, he's going to have to ruin some of those. Like, if one
There's-
is ruined, you do not get a new one, correct?
In this scenario, I've snapped my fingers, and I'm going to say that there's no monkey paw situation here. Where like, well, you didn't think about this, and now they're in the river because there's so many that would reach the river.
Yeah.
I have the collection and all of the means to keep it in its perfect.
But if I steal
10
one,
grade.
you don't get another one.
No.
Okay.
If I open one as not a joke, you don't get another one.
No.
Right.
Okay.
How about? Okay, so you're not allowed to go looking for Star Wars anymore, right? Is that the stipulation? Like
Star
you
Wars
can't go
figures.
hunting
You
for
can't-
Star Wars figures.
Like you
Yeah.
can get Star Wars board games or video games, right? It's just figures.
you can go see Star Wars movies.
I'm going to say that I can see the movies, but
You
I
can't
mean,
buy
a lot
it.
of people would say toy and merchandise are very, very close.
Sure, that's
because
what I'm
toys and
wondering.
merchandise are part of that's what they put under the budget.
Okay.
Like,
All
does
right,
that
so
mean
I will say toys and merchandise. The only thing I can do is I can watch Star Wars.
What-
so you can't buy a lightsaber to do a lightsaber fight?
But I can hand you a lightsaber or gift you one.
Like, can you pay Rick to go hunt Star Wars for you?
Exactly.
No, it's a straw man purchase. You can't do that.
What?
Can you
That's a
hire
straw man
Saeed
purchase.
to
You're
go
saying,
and
"Hey, go buy this
acquire
for me
the things that need to be
And
acquired?
give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would
It's a-
say that I can't ever get one again if I take the money. Is that the only thing I can do is watch Star Wars.
Okay.
You know, I
No.
can't be gifted.
I don't think you do
Yeah.
that. You're gonna want to be able to, like, what if you want to get a lightsaber, do lightsaber fights? What if you want to go and just buy a fucking cup? I don't know. Like,
Can't be a Star Wars cup.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. It seems
Yeah.
like, I want a hoodie. Oh, look at that cool Star Wars shirt. Oh, you can't
So
get
now you need to try to put into your head how much is one of every Star Wars
it. Well, it's a
thing,
lot. And it's probably some
merchandise
stuff
worth.
that you've never thought about collecting either.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
think
lot of
about
stuff.
how much money that is.
It's a lot. And if you had it all, if you wanted to, you could just take some, sell the stuff you didn't want, and keep all the stuff you did want, and then go
Yeah.
buy new stuff as it comes out.
What happens if I sell you this puzzle box? You buy it.
Yeah.
Oops, there's a Star Wars figure in it.
The supernatural snap would have taken care of this. I would not be able to buy it.
He would be physically unable to hand you the cash.
Yeah, it would burst into flames and you would lose everything.
Okay.
It's like trying to hand the scarab. He's like, "Ugh."
It's a good question in chat. What would happen for mailbag? Like, they could still gift them to you, right?
Like, what if they sent a Star Wars poster to you? It just, like, disintegrates in your hands, or what?
Like at the end of the day, the idea is this is like, would I sacrifice what is essentially my fandom, right? Because I mean,
Sure.
you can watch the movies and stuff, but I express myself so much through, like, my collection's really important to me. Like it stretches all the way back to when I was a kid before I even thought about what I liked. I just liked it, you know.
Sure. It's like,
And what's the
But-
value on that?
but
Like,
yeah, but
what can I do
what do you
with
get
that
in
amount of money
exchange
too?
for it? You know?
The money,
Just a bunch of money.
sure.
But
And-
you're,
and
you're
what
getting
you-
the figures worth exactly that amount of money.
Yeah.
a
So,
hell of a lot of money, though.
At any point, which you could then change into money. So, like, I
Like-
see no real choice here. Because he's getting the money either way. It's just one way he's getting
Them in toys.
them in
One
toys.
He's getting them in money and loses his fandom.
Yeah.
I feel like you just take all the Star Wars stuff, and if you don't want all that Star Wars stuff, you sell the Star Wars
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Suppose I could put the stipulation that I can't sell it.
You didn't have that before.
Sure,
Keep adding more
true.
stuff to it.
Yeah, I guess in the spirit of the question is like, can I put a limit on would I give up Star Wars for?
Is there
for
a
this?
price for your fandom?
Yeah.
Is the real question.
Well, either way, you're losing the hunt then.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's not losing the rest
You're
of the
losing
fandom.
the hunt.
He's not losing everything else. You know? Like, he can still go buy a T-shirt if he wants, or get a shower curtain, or...
Like the idea is two pronged. It's like, well, how much do I care about it? But also, like, really trying to figure out like how much is that, and
Yeah.
how much that amount of money, what can it do in the world for me, or for whatever I choose to use with it.
I say you take the figures.
I mean, it's a drop in the bucket compared to like a Gates
Sure.
or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, it would be worth millions, but not
Billions.
tens of billions.
I mean, it would be billions and billions and billions. It would be a lot of money.
billions and
Yeah.
billions.
The amount of Star Wars merchandise out there, it's crazy.
Sure, but you're also talking about just quantity too.
Well, you're also talking about perfect quality.
Sure.
Like there is stuff out there that just doesn't exist anymore because it doesn't have,
But there's
It's
not
not very good
enough.
Eric,
you got to think too. This is merchandise. It's merchandise? Does that include? What does that include?
But
Are you
you've
trying to-
also
are you
fucked the
trying to
supply and demand, right?
are you trying to convince us on the right answer, or are you trying to trick us
No,
out on the
I'm
wrong
just
answer?
trying to tell you how much I thought about this.
Like, people know that you have created. Are people aware that these things, like that yours is different than everyone else's?
I mean, they know that I have the perfect. So here's the thing. There's an aftermarket when it comes to films that go on and they become valued. Where it's just like it's props, right?
Sure.
Think about how much props go for.
A lot,
Sure.
yeah.
I have.
Wait, are you gonna get all those?
Is that merchant? Would you call that merchandise?
Yeah, but some of those is only one of.
Sure, but there's also.
I don't think you get it.
Yeah, that's
know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's only
If it
one.
wasn't intended for mass production and sale, or at
Yeah.
least like limited run production and
Well, because
sale,
at that
then
point
it's
you
not
really are
merchandise.
stealing it from someone. Like if there's only one, then you have the one.
Yeah, you're taking
And
it from
someone
the
had it
production
before.
company.
True.
I would take it to just figures that everyone else can always buy, or shirts, or things that.
Well,
anyone
like, you know, rocket firing Boba Fett, there's only 17 of those in the world. I
Sure.
get one, but I'm not taking it from somebody. So I guess
but-
the idea is that with
Are there
that
18
snap,
in the world now?
there's,
But then you're
there's something like
devaluing.
that. There's a
No,
very, very
I mean,
small
like,
amount.
if there's only 17, does a snap make 18 in the world?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's only.
And it's at perfect quality, and because of its supernatural, it's like Doctor Strange did it. It's not like anybody
Sure.
would be like, well, this doesn't cost anything because it devalued everything else.
Sure.
It is a perfect quality one.
But like, so with that, that's still though that's not like a Darth Vader mask, right? Where like I don't know how many Darth Vader masks they made for
Mhm.
like the first movie, and who has those, you know?
Sure.
But like, if you just get another one of those, but it's not like it's a thing that was available for people to get in the public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you make a Star Wars costume?
Can I make a Star Wars costume?
Yeah, like say you wanted to be like, you know what, for Halloween I'm gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you're
Can
gonna
you
make
be
a Star
like
Wars
your
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
brother and make a Star Wars figure yourself?
Like, could you make your own stuff? Could you make your own lightsaber? Could you make your own droid?
Could
or
you
something,
write your
know?
own stories that were set in the Star Wars universe?
Like you said, you can't buy stuff, but can you make your own of it? I'm wondering how detached from the fandom you would have to be.
Sure. No, I get you.
Like if it's you can never partake in anything except like the theater released movies until the end of time. Like it's a big step away from you just can't own anything. Like I could let you play with my lightsaber, right?
Yeah. I think so.
But I
I mean, I'm
couldn't sell it
trying
to you.
because I don't know. That's a realm I wasn't really thinking about. What do you guys think? The thing is, I can't change my answer. I've already
Yeah.
picked.
No, I want to convince you that I'm right.
I know.
And that I know you better than you know yourself, Eric. That's
Yeah.
the test of a true
And thus,
friend.
you'd be my best friend.
Ah!
So
I don't know.
so we've changed it to where you can't sell the figures, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if he's only getting to today, I think it still allows the hunt. It still allows all the other parts of the fandom.
Sure.
And while sure that's a whole bunch of toys,
That he would have to spend millions of dollars in order to keep them in that condition.
I mean, not if they and there they are. They're all there.
I mean, he's-
No, I mean they're here.
He's
Like-
claiming
like they're not going to show up in the river, but
They're not
he's
stacked up.
claiming that he has this facility somewhere close enough to his home to enjoy looking at them and stuff that will keep it temperature, climate, everything controlled for all of time, and he never has to worry about maintaining the facility or the possessions.
and that comes as part of the deal.
And that comes as part of the deal.
Okay.
I think I want to go with the figures.
What about digital goods?
That's merchandise.
Okay.
What about cereal?
Merchandise. I mean, it's the Jar Jar tongue. It is.
Yeah.
Star
Wars fruit roll-ups.
Think of all the food merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Star Wars chicken nuggets.
Mhm.
You know, like you love chicken nuggets.
What if someone drew like Yoda's face on like
His car.
no, well that would suck too. It's a Star Wars car now. You can't own it. It's mine now. No.
I would say
What if someone drew like Yoda's face on Abe Lincoln? Like
I would say if-
you couldn't own that $5 bill anymore, right?
I would say that if we're going to be ruling out like the aftermarket of actual film props and stuff like that, we should also rule off unofficially licensed things.
Sure, it's things that you could
Okay.
buy from somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Like if I just drew a Yoda on a piece of paper and gave it to you, and you were like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is this anyway?"
Mhm.
It wouldn't just disintegrate in your hands or anything.
Yeah.
And you could hang it on the fridge. Be like, "I'm proud of my best friend for having
Sure.
this."
How do you think
Except
that
you
you
draw it.
came
Not legibly.
to own these things? And what does the world think happened? Like, can you be proud that, like, I did this, like, I collected this collection, or do you know the truth? And does the world know the truth?
I would say it's a Doctor Strange thing where I know the truth, but the world does not know the truth. I just have it, and every problem along the way that, like, in terms of like getting to that point, like you said, like, well, people just come and start taking it and shit. Like, no, there's so much I can't get away. Has been taken care of for me.
See, Rick,
Okay, so people don't know where it came from. Can you actually prove that it's like officially licensed and
Yes, I
manufactured?
can.
Like if there's no
It's-
record.
I mean, they're all packaged.
It's
and stuff.
perfect quality of the utmost standing.
Yeah.
Is the scenario. And while I know that's like, well, that can't work. Like it does because Doctor Strange is magic.
Sure.
See, like,
But then
you-
people would have to know where it came from.
And
right?
I'd be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt where it came from.
Yeah, but it would
Okay.
be a mystery as to how you acquired it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
There would be no like bill of
no one would question it.
a purchase or anything.
well,
Just-
that's
no one would question it.
that's
It-
what
it's
Rick
real.
is asking. Like, would people know how he acquired it or not?
I would
And
be
that's
able.
why I'm saying, like, for things that are valued at millions of dollars, you
Mhm.
have to know like where it came from,
Yep.
who owned it before,
Mhm.
so that you can verify
Yeah.
that is the actual piece that you say it is.
Calvin,
Otherwise, it's not worth
Calvin,
anything.
Calvin, it's just a weird supernatural shit, and it always existed, and he has it. Just they made an extra one, and all through time, he had it. That's where it went. Somehow it went to him. It's just there. Just believe it's there.
So people do know where it came from. Then.
Sure, everyone believes it's real. It was a toy, and here it
Okay.
is. It's good. And now, that
Yeah,
he
it's
has
been
this
it's
amazing
been
place-
bootstrap paradoxed into existence.
Yeah. Now that he has this amazing place with all these figures, he can enjoy his collection, and he can sell tickets to the museum of every perfect toy ever to be made, and he can make all the money he wants to make and do what he wants with that money. I'm staying with the toys. I'm going with it. He can combat Ranchero Obi-Wan. And if I'm wrong, worst case scenario is we tie for best friends.
Unless you guess it so wrong that he takes a point away.
What?
This is the lightning
How
round,
can
Aaron.
it be so wrong? Lightning round. We spent 30 minutes on
He
this.
said so many times that he would never give up the hunt.
I'm trying to get into Eric's head because, like, what did he think it was? Because, like, there's obviously no choice the way it was originally presented. Obviously.
I feel like
You
it's-
said that about the
So
first
how
one,
did
too.
he misinterpret it?
that's true. Rick said that it was obvious this is the choice, and then you were wrong. To me, it's not that obvious, Rick. Where does your heart tell you to go? Go the other way.
I mean, Eric also
There's
did
a
say,
hydrate.
like, there were a few things that I didn't consider, and that might have changed my mind, but I had already written down my answer. I couldn't change it.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of
so
what
I still
he originally
agree with
considered.
Rick saying it's the obvious answer.
I
Like,
guess I'll
he's
go-
not wrong. Eric's wrong.
Yeah. I guess I'll go with figures.
You go with the toys?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Where do you go, Calvin?
I said money.
You go with the
Begin with.
money?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we definitely have some. They're going to be right, some they're going to be wrong.
I wrote down that I would take the money and give up my Star Wars merch, everything.
You're a fool.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I just like I when I wrote this down, like right before podcast, I was really wrestling because I was thinking like, okay, how much money is it? And in my head, I'm just going like there's just so much. Let's just put a $10 billion figure on it.
$10 billion.
Let's just
huh?
say $10
That's
billion.
That's a lot.
It's so much.
Sure.
I think in my head, I'm like, can I truly say that I wouldn't? I'll keep $1 billion for myself, a measly $1 billion. Think of all the good you can do with $9 billion. That's not worth me having toys. You know? I just kept thinking like, think of the mouse you can feed. Think of the charities you can give to. Think of like all that type of thing. I was like truly like wrestling with like, would I do it? And I think that I would.
But adding the extra $9 billion in the economy
Fucked
makes
it all up.
Magically, yes, it does.
It fucked up the entire world. We went to a depression.
No,
Sure.
for him taking the cash, he gets it from somebody, and he gets
Yeah.
to choose.
No, and I know it does kind of sound like a cop-out answer, but I love Star Wars. Other than like actual people, it's one of the things in my life I love the most, you know. But I don't think it's worth all the things that money like that can do. I don't know. And I thought about this before because, you know, you hear about like Jeff Bezos and he's like, I'm going to go to the fucking space, you know,
Mhm.
and all the things that he could do with that that could be used and it
Sure.
doesn't get used, you know. And I always go like, yeah, right. But if I'm confronted with that same thing, what would I do? confronting with losing the thing that I love the most. I'm not saying Jeff Bezos loves fucking space the most, but
He loves
really
being
likes it.
alive. That's why
You
he's
know?
trying to figure out immortality.
and I also have in my head too, like I could put away some money. I'm not giving it all away.
Sure.
I'm still
Sure.
a billionaire, which is still. I mean, think about how much money that is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like some things. Maybe like, would it affect Blind Wave if you can't interact with like Star Wars stuff and do things and stuff
Well,
like that too?
it's
But
just
then
merch, but he can.
but now
watch
you're a
him,
billionaire and you left Blind Wave.
right? Sure. Yeah, that's not a worry anymore.
All right, I guess Calvin and I are tied for best friends. Right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Well, Calvin got the. Yeah, so it's 2, 2, and then 1.
There's only one way I can think of to break this tie.
Yeah.
To Smash Brothers.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say Smash.
Aaron's my best friend.
Yes.
But Rick suggested it. Surely that gets him a point, and he ties for best.
No,
I know what's really in your heart.
I want to have some more time and come up with different things, but I think it'd be fun if you guys try to think of some stuff like that. I just think I was trying to think of something that could promote conversation. So
I like
have
it.
some conversation games.
It's like
So-
the one cards we did, but you're actually here to clarify.
Yeah, and you're the one. Yeah, you're the one actually coming up with them. What's important to you? What do you think your line is, and do you think people know that you would pick that? So who wants to go
Sure.
next? If
I
we
don't
do
know.
it next time.
I'm just thinking about like, I guess if I would have thought like it would have been billions and billions of dollars, I
Yeah.
suppose I would take billions and billions of dollars too,
Sure.
and give up something.
Well,
I
the
love.
thing
Yeah.
is, like, if
I was trying to find like what do I care about the most, plus something to add value to it.
Yeah. The answer is, what do I care about the most? Money.
Yeah.
well, it's tough too because like there is a fixed amount of dollars in the Star Wars fandom of people will pay for things, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So like, I have $100 to spend this month.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he is only giving $100, and like if you add all that up to what people could possibly conceivably pay for these figures
Yeah.
at the time, and their values would change as people bought more.
Yeah.
Like you would not get $10 billion worth,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. I think it's just Doctor Strange snapping and getting that money, and you have it.
Yeah.
And just like with the Star Wars, you guys ask a lot of questions about Star Wars, like, well, where does money come from? A lot of people that have that billions of dollars, people don't get fucking billions of dollars by being really good people. Like, no one does.
Sure.
So it is also like blood-free, guilt-free money too. And what can that do? I mean, it's a sad reality of our world. Like, I would challenge you to find like a billionaire that's like really, really just good person and would go on the field of reeds. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't. I mean, well, I guess we're already done. But like, you could have given the figures to charity, right? You couldn't have sold them, but you could have given them
could have
to someone
donated
else
them
to sell them.
Yeah.
To Rancho Obi-Wan.
But
It wasn't in my.
homeless kids
if-
can't eat that, Rick.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Well, but
Could
like he
you-
could give that to the Eric Whiteley Charity Foundation, and then that foundation could sell them.
I suppose.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you could donate them to like a charity auction,
Sure.
and collectors all over the world could buy those figures, and then all that money could go to the charities or whatever.
Yeah.
Like to the people who need them.
Well, I would say to the next person that's going to do this, like, use my mistakes, and like try to make like, have your bases covered on both sides of the equation.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I had more of a figure of what the millions or billions
Sure.
of dollars.
Well, I
would
was
be on
trying
the
to
other
also
side.
give something that, like, I don't know, like, I was trying to like think about how much money that would be.
Sure.
But
Because the other
some
side
people
of
might
that,
not think about it.
The other side of that is like, how much would you take to
Yeah.
give up your fandom? Like
Yeah.
$100, $100,000,
Yeah.
$1 million.
Exactly.
Like, at what point are you like, okay, that's enough?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 10 billion it sounds like enough.
Yeah, like, and you say $1 million, and like, I would be like, no, not $1 million. But like, it's so hard for us as humans to understand what
There's such a
1
gap.
million is versus 1 billion.
There's such
Yeah.
a gap between 1 million and 1
Yeah.
billion, let alone 10 billion.
Yeah.
You know? $1 billion is about 2.5% of all sales ever from Star Wars merch. That might be a bit
Yeah.
too high.
But I guess part of the question is like, how much does Eric value this stuff?
Well, that's the thing too. Like,
Yeah, I might be wrong.
Jabba's sail barge. Like, you bought that for like $300-400, but
$500, baby.
500. But
Yep.
like to a collector, that's valued much higher than that.
I mean, it's going for thousands and thousands of dollars, and for me, I would never take thousands
Sure.
and thousands of dollars.
Sure.
But would I take?
Billions.
I might like. Would I take $15,000?
Yeah.
Would I
Sure.
take 25, 30, 40? You know.
Now do that
Yeah.
for every Star Wars
Like,
figure.
would I pay $5 million
Yeah.
for a Pokemon card that is around Logan Paul's
Mm-hmm.
neck at the WrestleMania? You know, like I don't think I'd pay that much for a Pokemon card.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
like I like the Pokemon card
Yeah.
stuff, but I don't like them that much.
But
I
someone
can't
would,
pay $5
so he
million
can
for
say $5 million Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it'd be a fun game. So
Yep.
does anybody want to go next?
That's fun. I'll go next. I have 3 right now.
Right now.
Jeez. I'm sitting thinking like, man, I don't know what would I
we
give
have
up?
20 minutes, Rick.
No. To get to questions.
This is for next time.
Well,
next
Rick,
week.
Okay.
you take those 3, you perfect them.
Okay.
I'm gonna, because when I do it, I'm gonna grill you with questions. You need to have answers.
Yeah,
All right. I'm
Yep.
gonna be your
because
best
we
friend.
we grilled Eric pretty harshly on that
Yeah.
last one.
'Cause right now,
we
those
know how
two-
serious he is about Star Wars.
Right now, those 2 are my best friend, but next time I can be your best friend.
It's true. That's a paradox.
Blind wave best
I'm
friend.
trying to think of things that I want to give up, things that I love.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are.
You love nothing on this
It's like,
earth.
would I give up my kids?
Yeah. And I mean, there's no limit to what the questions can be. You know.
I guess so, yeah.
Could be anything.
Well, Rick, write it down to make sure you don't forget stuff.
On the podcast I listened to, there was a question where it was, oh man, I can't remember exactly what it was, but like one of the stipulations, like I'll take off a week of my life, whatever my lifespan is. I don't know what my lifespan is, but I'm gonna take off a week, and would I be able to add this to it? So like they had different like formats of what their questions could be. So just come up with interesting ones. Think outside the box.
Outside the box.
All right, so we'll look forward to that. Maybe if not next week, the week after, maybe with Rick's.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I got questions.
Yes.
I think I'm safe, right? I should be. Oh, the D4 on my desk.
Oh,
Embedded
I thought
itself
you
into my
just-
wrist.
I thought the first thing you read was a spoiler.
No.
And you're like, oh no.
It dug into my wrist. It was quite painful.
Gotcha.
Well, Shiraz Saeed asked one such question. Would you rather not be able to forget anything or have amnesia every time you poop?
Wait,
There were some times where I pooped that I wish I could forget.
to what extent of the amnesia?
Like, do I forget everything about? Like, I would say that you probably still have like basic motor function. You can speak English, but you don't know who you are, where you are, or why you're there.
So, like,
Well, you know why you're there, pooping.
your brain is reset every time you poop? You're like a goldfish.
Yeah,
oh,
like,
so it's not amnesia during the duration of the poop. It's you get just amnesia.
Yeah.
do we forget? Like, I forget who I am
Yeah.
when I poop.
Yep.
Why would I want that?
I mean, that's how it reads to me.
That can't be how it is. It has to be something different.
Say it one more
That
time.
has to be the condition of something else.
It sounds to me like 50 First Dates, but I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Would you rather not be able to forget anything, all caps, or have amnesia every time you poop?
Okay. Now, the first time I read it, it was like, I'm going to be very confused and lost and alone for 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
But then I'll come out of the bathroom and it's like, oh, fuck, okay, I'm Eric.
More like
You know?
40 minutes for
But no,
Aaron.
so that reads as, okay.
Yeah. Like, to me, that reads like the 50 First Dates situation, where every time you poop, everything before that is gone.
Sure.
It's
And the
Shiraz
other
Saeed
side is
in
just
the chat
you-
to help explain away some of the things.
Yeah, we're gonna
Because
grill
if
you.
not, I'm gonna say I'm
Amnesia,
going with,
more like short-term memory loss. You'll need to work on remembering it again a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you poop every day.
Yeah, sometimes more than once a day.
Man, what
Yeah.
if I poop
If you're healthy.
2 or 3 times? Like if I just like have a terrible stomach thing going on, I'm just pooping.
You
a
know,
lot.
50 First
awful.
Dates would be a very different movie. She's like, no, I can't let go. She's like trying to not poop for as long as possible.
I have to hold on.
just so she
Right.
doesn't forget the person that she loves.
You're right.
Yeah, for like 3 days, she's like, no.
We should
Yeah.
make that movie.
Huh.
All right, I'm going.
Write
with,
that down, someone.
I'm going with not forget anything. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I feel like there's less issues there. than
Yeah.
Every time I poop, I
Sure,
just don't
yeah.
know anything.
I feel like there are some things that, yes, I would like to forget, but I would not like to forget everything every day for the rest of my life.
I don't think I've ever regretted knowing something or being, I don't know, like remembering something. I don't know if there's necessarily, unless you like have a thing where it's like, well, you've hit the limit and now you can't I don't know.
Well,
But unless
yeah.
there's some type of like bad thing, I feel like that's just fine.
Well, like for me with the vacation things, like I remember the bad times
Sure.
from vacations, the panic attacks, and that makes me anxious about future ones.
I get you. But you also hear like it's amazing. I don't feel that. And
Like-
you would only feel the good when you compare it to the bad.
Are you aware that you are going to lose your memory, or are you aware that you have lost your memory?
I don't know why you're asking me.
Like
I would
just
say the first
posing
time
that
you're at the
question.
very least, but you'd have to regain that information once you've gotten amnesia.
Like, how quickly would you regain your information? Like,
You know
I mean,
what's- you know
you'd
what
have-
suck?
I
What would
mean-
really suck is a lot of people that when they go poop, they often will read while they're pooping. Like, how does this work?
Yeah.
Like, are you like trying to read a book and you start pooping and then like, you keep restarting, or you don't know
And
what you're reading?
biologically, when does pooping start and stop?
When it
You're
comes out
making poop all the time.
when
no, you are, but you're only pooping once your
when you-
butthole, once the fulcrum of your butthole is open and something comes out.
Yeah, but it does. It's not like pooping time and just.
It's on first
like-
contact
sound like a
with anything that's not you. Once that it's in free fall, you've pooped. Now, here's the
Whenever-
thing, though. Like, I'm aware of this choice that I'm making, right? So I know when I go into that bathroom,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's-
get amnesia.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I can write down. I can like write myself
Are
a
you
note.
mementoing yourself as
I
you
think you could do it.
as you're pooping?
If you suddenly wake up and you don't know who you are, but you can, like, I'm saying, you can probably still read.
Like, I would
Sure.
write my name
You
on,
see
on
that?
the
What are
inside
you
of my
gonna trust?
underwear. At that point.
I'm just saying. I think you could do it. 51st Dates, they had that. They had that tape. You know, they edited together.
Wait, if it's about your asshole, just get a colostomy bag. You'd never have to have amnesia.
Oh man, that's a
Hmm.
tricky
He's got.
But then
he's
you're
got you
carrying
there.
your poop around all the
See-
time.
Not all the time. You don't forget, so you would just change the bag. You'd
Dude,
empty it
it'd
out.
be terrible if you forgot and you're just carrying it around. You just don't remember you have it.
Yeah. You slip and you drop it.
Or fall on it.
Yeah.
I
Your
feel like
keys.
me personally, I'm fine with not forgetting anything.
Me
rather
too.
than forgetting shit all the time.
Sure.
Yeah. I would take
Someone
option one.
quoted Eric, fulcrum of your butthole.
I just love the word fulcrum.
It has nothing to do with your butthole.
They are doors. You're right.
The
Sorry.
doorway of your
Oh,
butthole.
yeah, I missed that conversation.
You did, Calvin.
I just got the upshot of it.
Gooden 03. Eric, is your eye better now?
100% better. Well, yeah. You know what? I think today I can say 100% better.
So
Does it
it's-
look red at all?
Wait a minute.
still? I mean, tiny bit
Very
red,
little bit.
but I can read with,
So it's
with
at
one of them. so
110% performance now?
I'll go 99.
Okay.
Just for honesty. But thank you.
I'm
very
sorry. I'm picking everything apart now. I need
Want
to
to
know.
go? Are you plus ultra?
Laura asks, "Hi guys, hope you have a nice weekend. I have a question for today. What's the best performance you've seen in a TV or movie? TV show or movie?"
That's hard.
Toby Stevens is really good.
Oh man, I gotta look up his name.
The best performance.
I have some favorite performances, but I'm trying to think of what the best one. You know?
Anything that Giancarlo.
Is it the
Zito.
performance that makes me the most emotional?
Sure, yeah. Like there's
Is it
different things. Like I love
The one that's
way-
most different from the person, you know?
Yeah. Like I can love like, oh, this actor plays this character really well, and I really
This
like
movie
it, you know?
and television.
Yeah.
It just says TV show or movie.
TV show
whichever.
or movie.
Is it single performance or like actor?
So no boy, best performance. So one portrayal.
Like it could be like, you know, Bob Odenkirk playing Saul could be the best performance.
best
you know,
performance,
like you
yeah.
just love him playing that character. You know.
Sure.
So the one that immediately comes to mind for me, and you have to forgive me, I can't really pronounce his last name, but Tom Helpfree, who played Ward in Iron Fist. He is in a show called Ozark, and I don't think I've ever been more affected by a performance than his in Ozark.
Really.
Yep, I think Ozark season 3. Is that right? It's either 2 or 3, but man, that one got me. And that was without the, not crutch, but like, you know, I wasn't like at the table with you guys where like emotions get heightened. Like I was by myself where I like have zero reaction sometimes. you know?
Sure.
Like sometimes like Calvin tries to scare me, I'm like shit. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes it's as if you've already taken that deal where you have no emotion.
Yeah. But
You go boo, and he goes whoa.
yeah, I don't know. There
That
was something
surprised
about
me.
that just like it really got me, and I remember like saying like I think this is one of the best performances I've seen in my life.
Can I say Richard Fleur as Ric Flair?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because he's been that character for 50 years.
That's a performance. Sure. I mean, he was on television.
Yeah.
He's playing a character. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's TV, I would say that. If it's a movie, I would maybe say Katharine Hepburn as Eleanor of Aquitaine in Lion and Winter.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many good ones that I just can't think of right now. The one that pops in my head, the first one was it was a Robert Downey Jr. movie where he had to play a bunch of these other characters as well as his own character, and I just really enjoyed the way he did that and how it felt like he really was being these other characters. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many other ones where I've watched and like I'm just crying or whatever and stuff. The performance of the story though. Dang, I just thought of one. Hang on a second.
Gotta look it up.
What's his name? He was in Knives Out.
You talking about Nash Bridges?
No.
Okay.
The guy with the cane.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Michael Shannon.
General Zod.
Yeah, Zod. Him, and I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's like the story or whatnot, but there was a TV show that Melly and I watched, and it was just, there was a moment that was just really good, and like her and I were both just like crying and watching this stuff. It was just, it was really, really good. So I don't know. It might pick that one, but if you haven't watched, there's a show called 9 Perfect Strangers that I had no idea what it was about, and me and Melly started watching it, and it was really good. It was really interesting. I don't know if it would make a great reaction, but I really like the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Did you have one, Calvin? Did you say one?
Yeah, I named a couple.
Okay.
Toby Stevens
Yeah, Toby Stevens, that's right.
and Giancarlo Esposito.
SL Ping King, will you play the new Lego Star Wars?
I really, really, really want to. I'm debating myself if I want to save it for stream or not because I'm still playing Mass Effect, obviously, but I think I have 2, maybe 3 streams left. So I'm getting close to being done with what I've been doing for like a year. It's been awesome, but I know I'm going to take a break before I jump into Andromeda. I don't know how long that break will be, but
You know how long the break should be?
I don't know.
As long as it takes us to do Halo co-op.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Catch up to Aaron. That'd be fun.
But honestly, the Lego series is on my list of what I might do next. The Lego Star Wars Saga.
The Lego Star Wars Saga.
Yeah.
How many games are there?
It's
It's
not Star Wars Saga. That was the old one.
yeah, this was Skywalker Saga.
Oh, okay.
So this is just one new game that came out, but it covers all
All
movies.
the movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking to play it on stream, and then I ended up doing Halo instead.
Yeah.
So maybe I haven't played it yet. I don't plan on playing it right now. Playing Halo instead. Jumping for Halo. It's a lot of fun.
Indeed. Casual Doom. Interactions to the anime would just never be feasible, but would you ever discuss doing One Piece as a manga reading reaction as you go through the story? People have asked that about Berserk and stuff too.
As a way to go through the story.
It'd be great if we picked parts and we voiced those. I think that would be fun. That's an even longer
Sure.
time investment than just reading them.
It'd be great if I could read.
It's true. We could read to you and then
I'm
tell
not sure
you.
what the copyright stuff on like showing manga pages is.
Sure, yeah, I don't know.
I imagine that they are not very friendly towards that sort of thing.
It's going to
Yeah.
depend on the just like with reactions, it just depends on who's producing it.
Sure.
And probably like how much you
Yeah.
show of it too, right?
Like Toei will take you like there's people that were doing that and they would take them down, but others they can have any unlimited almost. read comics,
Yeah.
manga.
So I don't know. Nothing we've done yet.
I do it with Berserk before I'll do it to One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Think.
no anime at all for Berserk.
No,
Nothing goes all the way through it.
not yet. Anyway. What is your guys' favorite phase of clone armor? Also, do you guys paint models? The Fockle.
I don't paint models. I don't build models.
I have painted some models very poorly.
I wanted to paint D&D figures, but I still haven't even done that because all my kids, I haven't gotten them to wanting to play D&D enough yet.
I have this thing where if I don't do it perfectly, then I'm too scared to start doing it. So I would always assemble the models and leave them on their base plastic color until I put them into storage. So I've never like fully painted a model, and the little bit of painting that I have done has been not that good. So I stopped. But I love assembling models.
And I can't tell you offhand what the phases of clone armor are. I can look at this picture and
Phase
tell you.
1's a little more like Mandalorian looking, based off Django, and Phase 2 takes that and morphs it to more of a stormtrooper shape in their mask.
I'm going with phase 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, on this picture here.
Oh, okay. I think that's Phase 2 is pretty much what you're going for. I'm like Captain Rex. It's Phase 1. Like, he liked it so much he literally like cut out his visor and put it in his new helmet. You can see that he has like welding marks around where he cut it out.
Sure.
I like Phase 1. Though I don't like the big giant blaster rifles that they used in Episode 2. I prefer the smaller ones in Episode 3.
I just like that all the troopers look sad.
Yeah.
They all just have a sad face.
Sad face.
Like even stormtroopers, they look like they're just like.
I think that like Phase 1 ARC troopers look way better than Phase 2 ARC troopers. Like with the shoulder pad and the skirt.
You don't like the shoulder pad?
No, I just think that if you take that Phase 1 and Phase 2 versions, the Phase 1 look better than the Phase 2.
I need to look at them and compare them, but
I'm going to say... I clicked on a picture, and it's only like 350 by 400, so it's really tiny on my screen. I was hoping it would get bigger. I'm going to say Phase 1.
Phase 1.
Yeah.
Is that everyone
Yeah.
answered?
See, me and Calvin agreed because best friends.
We should watch Best Friends, starring Tommy Wiseau and Greg Shapiro.
Oh, I have never seen that.
It's part 1 and 2.
Shapiro?
That's not right, is it?
No. It's like Sinesto or something.
Starring
Scarrow?
who'd you say?
Greg Sestero.
You're thinking
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, Ben Shapiro's in the movie?
Oh.
What?
With who?
Definitely not.
Tommy Wiseau. And Greg Sespiro, I think is what it is.
Gotcha.
Sestero.
Sestero?
Yeah.
Sestero.
Okay, that sounds right.
Sestero.
I said Sinesto.
You were still closer.
Mine's closer to the bad guy from Green Lantern.
Sinestro?
Yeah. I also watched that.
Yeah.
I'll do a couple more, then we'll get to bits and donations.
Yes.
Wojo, how do you guys choose the games that you play on stream? Is there a way for people to sponsor a game? We've done polls before
Mm-hmm.
for games, but normally it's just whatever we want,
And we've done brackets and stuff, too.
which are polls, but lots of them. But
Well,
yes,
there's multiple polls in a bracket format to see which one would be the winner.
Yeah.
I don't know, like as far as like sponsoring, I don't know anything about that. But like I often look at like what people suggest and stuff and be like,
Sure.
let me see, what is this game? And like it's also like how long will it take to beat this? So like I try to look up like people talking about Lego Star Wars. Usually what I would do is I'd look at like, all right, well how long to beat Lego Star Wars? What's an estimate? And then try to see if it fits in with like schedule things, because sometimes it's like, oh well, there's new games of this or that coming out, and who's gonna play it? Who has time? Like, is Rick going to be finishing a game, or am I going to be finishing a game? But then also the games that I play and that Calvin likes to play and that Rick likes to play, like, they're all very different.
Yeah. So we also try not to get, like, too many of the same type of game on the channel at the same time.
I'll do 2 more. I have Sarah Jane. Have you ever thought about making a Blind Wave playlist? It'd be nice to learn more about your thoughts on music taste. Maybe a podcast where you create it and each make suggestions that 3/4 agree to and add to the playlist? If not, what genre of music do you like listening to? That could be a fun idea.
I have thought about like Spotify. I have playlists on, and you can also like
You can
share
your
those
yeah.
and stuff. And I thought about like sharing, like even if it's like my workout playlist or whatever it is, to be like, here's what I listen to when I work out. You know, because like I've done different times. Where like what was it? There was one time I was looking for something. And I was like, I need something to work out to, and I was like, I wonder what The Rock works out to. So I tried to look it up, and it was like The Rock's music playlist. I'm like, oh, what is this? What does this have? And some of it's been stuff that I have seen him like share on like his Instagram and stuff, like things he's listening to. So might be right. Might not.
So it would be like a mix of all of ours.
Well, the one they're talking about would be like, yeah, a Blind Wave playlist where we all contribute to it. Like, what does Blind Wave like to listen to? But I feel like we're all a little different in what we listen to, you know?
I think there's a Venn diagram where like there's
Sure.
a lot of overlap, but there's some that's not.
Sure. And it's not necessarily either that, like I know Eric listens to a lot more, like, orchestrated music. And it's not that I don't like the orchestrated music, but I don't listen to that as much as he does.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
then there's, like, I also like classic rock and stuff, too. But I think Calvin listens to more of that kind of genre more than probably I do.
Yeah.
So
I listen to a lot of classical music as well, like just Bach, Beethoven, Wagner. You know, I do listen to quite a bit of like classic rock, 80s rock. I listen to some heavier stuff, a lot of pop.
yeah. I listen to a lot of 90s stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of my other playlists and stuff. In my workout, I also have Eye to Eye and Stand Out from the Goofy movie.
That's a good one.
I love those songs.
I just like a lot of different kinds of music.
Sure.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
True.
I don't think I've ever said it like that. After that's been said, but like, it's true.
Last one I will do is Abdul. I've never watched anything Star Wars, but I love how excited you get for it. Could you recommend an order to start venturing into the world? I trust your taste.
Oh, okay. I mean, release order of the movies is never a bad thing to go about, especially if I don't know exactly what your level of exposure is to it. You know, if you just like somehow, the Star Wars is so big, somehow are able to like, I literally know nothing about it. You know, someone's gonna know something about it. Usually, it's like one of the biggest spoilers in in
Film.
movie history. Yeah. But if you don't know that, then yeah, I have a slightly different way of telling you to go about it. But generally, you can watch in release order and have a good time.
I would agree, I think. Although if like you really like animation more than live action, like maybe try animated stuff
Yeah.
first. Maybe I don't even know what I would start with then. I guess Clone Wars.
I mean, I do think it's interesting to be able to, like, if you start with like episode 1 and episode 2, and go through like even chronological order. It's
Yeah.
definitely an interesting viewing when you, especially, and it really depends on like. It's hard because like even like me playing like Halo 2 right now, I'm like
Sure.
I know like there's little remnants of stuff here and there that I'm kind of familiar with to an extent, but I just don't know the story and I don't know what they do.
Sure.
But like
it just permeates pop culture.
yeah, but there's an element of pop culture where it's like you'll hear stuff and whatnot.
Sure.
So depending on how unfamiliar you are with it, and
Yeah.
if you just want to experience the story, I think there's a few ways you can go about it. And I don't think it's release order is bad. I don't think chronological order is bad. I think there's slightly different ways of seeing it as you experience it, and both can be really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the classic episode 4, 5, and then going back and doing 1, 2, and 3, and then finishing with 6. Even though we have a bunch more movies now, there's still a lot of merit to that one too, especially for someone that has zero idea. Because if you're starting to messing with your orders, like there's certain expectations that those movie makers made for that audience in the time that you don't want to change up too much.
Sure.
But that one is pretty good.
I think that one
I-
works really well.
I probably want to do true chronological order where you are like pausing episodes of things and going and
No.
watching another
It's
part
really
of an
tricky
episode.
to do that
Yeah, I
one.
wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if I do that necessarily because some
Yeah.
stuff do have a little overlap.
Yeah.
But I might say go 4, 5, and then go to 1, 2, and then watch like Clone Wars,
Yeah.
and then do episode 3, and then
Yeah.
go
Sure.
back and do 6. You know, like
I would have to. You have to answer 3 questions before I could say do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It's like like kind of like what do you know, and then
Yeah.
like get some information
Yep.
for it, and like okay, this is what I think is the best order for you to watch in.
Yeah, that's probably best.
All right, bits and donations. Da Rulemaking Rat subscribed for 17 months.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Rat.
Hilding, 100 bits, weekly loving.
Thank you, Hilding.
Thank you.
Look at me eating that, picking at the spoon.
You trying to get everything you can
Like,
off
I just realized what I was doing.
James X Games resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
Captain Cold with 5 bits and then 5 bits again. Happy Empowered Women Entrepreneurs Day, Beaver Day, Day of Reflection on 1994 Rwanda Genocide, Snail Papers Day, Metric System Day, Alcohol Screening Day, Beer Day, Burrito Day, Coffee Cane Day, Making the First Movie Day, No Housework Day, Pet Health Insurance Day, Public Television Day, World Health Day, World Health Organization Day. 1969, the Internet is born. 1948, the World Health Organization is established. 1827, the first friction match is sold.
Ooh.
1724, Johann Sebastian Bach's St. John Passion is premiered. 1964, Russell Crowe is born. 1954, Jackie Chan is born. Francis Ford Coppola is born without a year. Or maybe also in 1954. 1947, Henry Ford dies. 1891, The Greatest Showman, P.T. Barnum dies.
Thank you, Captain Cold.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Internet, for allowing us to stream this.
Mm-hmm.
Digital Nick resubscribed for 18 months. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Nick.
Hello.
Mitt Bedoct or Bedyot subscribed for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gene Girl resubscribed for 16 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the 16 months. Thank you.
Miz has subscribed for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you, person.
Odeth G gifted 5 subs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abdul Malik subscribed for the first time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abdul.
And then gifted 5 subs.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Pikachu subscribed for 15 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Pikachu.
Gustavo Bruno, 37 months.
Gustav.
Thank you.
Gustav.
Jay Bedford, 10 bits. Hey, have you guys seen the Melissa Benoist video of her doing the high mark scene? It's great. I don't think I have.
It's Supergirl,
I have not.
right?
Yeah. Melissa Benoist.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it. I can't think of it, so probably
I have not.
I'll have
But
to
she is great.
look for it. Dip has resubscribed for 51 months at tier 3.
Thank you, Dip.
Thank you so much, Dip.
Man, I
you.
didn't realize I passed 50 months of being subbed to you awesome people. Thanks for all the content. Eric into yesterday's Mass Effect 3 stream was the best I watched the VOD today, and I couldn't stop laughing.
I'm glad. It was a classic. It was I had to sacrifice for it, but yes, thank you.
You had to sacrifice?
Yeah, I have lost something very dear to me.
Oh, I see.
Dip again with 100 bits. I completely forgot the best thing that happened this week. I found out my best friend has never watched The Room, and I'm going to watch it with him in a few weeks. I'm so excited when I found this out. I can't wait, all thanks to Rick. It is an addicting feeling. I understand. It makes, like, if you're not a sociable person, it forces you to find new friends so that you can...
I must do to them what was done to me.
I will do it.
Yeah, thank you, Dip.
And finally, I have Tom7258 subscribed for the first time.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
You'll always be my friend.
That looks like everything
Not
then
his
for
best
today, guys. We will be back tomorrow with the Pokemon randomizer race continuing. Eric and I are really close together right now.
Very close.
Calvin has caught up a good bit to Rick. Rick is, I think, 2 gyms ahead of Calvin right now.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
So yeah, it's actually, things are kind of closed up a little bit more.
Yep.
Everyone kind of got stuck in one spot.
Yeah.
And it slowed everyone down for
The
a
2
bit.
times speed really helped me catch up.
Yeah. You can still use it for a little bit longer. We'll let you
Okay.
catch up a little bit more.
Now this week I won't have the shackles of Aaron trying to sabotage me by putting salt in my eye like he did last week.
What?
Pretty sure I suspect that you did this.
Best friends wouldn't do that.
You're not? So there you go.
He's tied.
Oh. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Pokemon Randomizer, 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.